Alright, and welcome back to the block. I am your host, Kyle Johnston. It's for the late night addicts, the early morning coffee drinkers. Got a full slate of topics coming up, but I got a little different format coming up. I was saying that I wanted to just do a little 5-minute sports pick segment, then do, like a half an hour podcast later in the night where I can elaborate on some topics. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Had some time to think about format here, come up with some ideas, see what worked, see what didn't. Apologize for the delay, the absence, the MIA. But I had to put things into priority. Had a lot of school, had some personal life things going on. Just had to settle a bunch of things, internships, whole bunch of stuff going on. But in the world, in the big wide world of sports, it's a good time. We got lots of things going down. Finally got past the trade deadline day. Fuck, that sucked. That sucked. That was like an episode of The Tortoise and the Hare. We all could have slept, man. We all could have slept and finished the race. And we would have finished the race before the tortoise. We wouldn't have fucked around because we like winners. So glad to get past the NHL trade deadline. That was agonizing. Give some credit to some of those people though on the desks, talking about some fucking random unknown piece of shit players that nobody cares about for like 5 or 10 minutes, pulling out stuff. Holy shit. Per se, couldn't really care. NBA trade deadline, not much happened either. Toronto Raptors are still on a pretty good run right now. Coming off a win last night against Utah at home. It's 11 in a row at home. They play the Rockets on Sunday. I'm not quite sure if there's a game in between there or not. But I do have some sports picks for you. NCAA March Madness is heating up. Getting ready for it. Conference tournaments start this week. Some have already kicked off. I think the MAC's well on its way. Got a few games on the NCAA hardcourt for you tonight. I'm starting to look at some futures, see what they're coming out with. We've got to be patient here, get through some of these conference tournaments, find out where these teams are going to be seated. But I'm looking forward to Selection Sunday. Michigan Wolverines, they're right on the bubble. They're a bubble team this year. They've been awful on the road. We have no signature away wins, really. We've been awful on the road. But I think they'll get in on notoriety. They'll get on history. The Michigan Wolverines, I think they'll sneak them in. Will they play in the NIT if they don't get in? Will they accept that invitation? I'm not quite sure. Maybe they will to put something under their belt. Maybe they will to put a championship under their belt. But the Arizona Wildcats, coming off a loss to Utah, they take the court tonight. They're looking for a win. They're at home taking on Cal. Cal's been a nice team to watch this year. Usually they're pretty soft, Cal. Usually they're a pretty soft team. And history tends to repeat itself. As handicappers, we tend to put that in the drawer. Especially on the road, Cal's been soft. On the road, covering against crap teams, they've been soft in the past, but not this year. Pretty good squad, ranked 16 in the nation. So, it's going to be a good game going down in Arizona. The Wildcats looking for a big win heading into the tournament, heading into conference play. Utah, they're going to be a dangerous team in the tournament. Utah's going to be dangerous. So the college basketball season's heating up. Professionals, the NBA, there's times of giving up, playing back-to-backs. Ooh, I'm tired. You're playing back-to-backs. Let's go. Don't see this shit from hockey players too much. I don't see no complaining from baseball players too much. You can play back-to-backs every now and then, LeBron James. But they're winding down too. As well. Steph Curry's got a little bit of a bum ankle right now, but they managed to hang on the other night against the Hawks. Cash that over in the overtime there. Oh, sorry, that wasn't that. That was last night. That was the, oh, good God. I have to go look at that. Too much preparing. I was forgetting about last night and stuff like that. Well, maybe that was the other night. Yeah, the over 213. Warriors and Hawks. Yeah, it was the Warriors and Hawks. I was right. Warriors and Hawks. We needed some overtime to get in on that shit. But we'll take that. Been hitting a couple of overs on overtimes lately. Had about 3 or 4 last week. That's not going to continue. But anyways, I don't want to ramble on too much. I'll get on some of that shit later. Hopefully you've been checking out some of my work on Kyle Johnston, theblog.wordpress.com. Posted a lot of work there, some reporter packages. Working a lot with the Sheridan Bruins Athletics. Got some other projects coming out as well. Starting to get all that shit kind of organized as the school season winds down. Got some mixed martial arts going on this weekend. Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz. I'm a fucking Diaz fan. I'm loyal. I'm a Nate Diaz fan. I'm a Nick Diaz fan. Fucking like them running their mouth. I like that they don't really give a shit if they get the shit kicked down to them. A little bit of fucking West Coast brawlers in them. Fucking like it. So I'm going to be riding Nate Diaz's corner. Do I think he can win in the end? I don't know. Probably going to take the over. 1.5 rounds. So I look for the fight to get in the get into the third round. I think Nate Diaz can hang with McGregor. Not just because of his size, but I think the guy's got some skills. I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he wants to go in and get spectacularly knocked out in the first round and a half. I think it goes over a round and a half. So that's what I'm looking at for this weekend. But let's dive into some picks here. Of course, like usual, we'll start on the hard court. Finish on the frozen pond. I even have a couple futures that I might I'll throw out there. But we'll start on the NCAA hard court as the college season winds down and conference tournaments begin. Let's just pull up my plays here. So I was talking to you earlier. Arizona hosting Cal. A little bit of a late night action game. When does that kick off again? 9 o'clock kickoff. 9 o'clock tip-off, sorry. 9 o'clock tip-off. Right now, Arizona's minus 7-point favorites. Total in this game is 146.5. I like the over. In fact, I got it at 146. We're starting to see a little bit of line movement. So if you like the over, you might want to get on it now. But I like the over 146. I even like the over 146.5. Don't want to get into too many trends and stuff like that, but stuff I do like to look for. Cal, they're 4-6 over on to the total. 4-6 over under when playing away from home. But Arizona, they're 14-5 to the over when playing at home. I like to see that. That's one I like to see. Cal is 17-12 against the spread. So the 7 points does look favorable. I do think they're going to hang in there as well. But I like the total better. Arizona's coming off a loss at Utah. They're coming off a loss at Colorado. So they're back home. They're looking for a win heading into the tournament. California, they're not quite as dominant on the road as they are at home. But they're coming off a Washington sweep on the road. So, the 7 points does look feasible. It does look good. But I'm going to take the over 146. We got Murray State on the road against Moorhead. See if I can pull this up here. So many fucking games going on tonight. Here we go. Once again, 9 o'clock tip-off. So Murray State, they're on the road, taking on Moorhead State. The Racers haven't been quite as dominant in the whole Ohio Valley Conference as they usually are. The Eagles of Moorhead, they've actually put up a pretty good campaign, sitting at 18-11. Murray State 17-13. It's going to be a pretty even game. Both clubs are putting up 71, 72 points. And the defenses are giving up about 66, 67 points. As it stands right now, Moorhead State, they're minus 1 point favorites. It's basically a pick'em. The money line, minus 115. Total in this game is 130.5. I like Moorhead. I got them on the money line at minus 115. Murray State beat them earlier at home. So I look for Moorhead to kind of bounce back here. It'd be a nice win for them on their... nice win for them in the Ohio Valley. Moorhead's coming off a couple games on the road. They've been fucking red hot lately. They won their last 5. The defense has been stepping up pretty good. You know, they gave up 77 to Belmont, but Belmont's a pretty good scoring team. They're pretty efficient. Moorhead's 15-12 against the spread on the season. Murray State's sitting at 500. So I'm going to ride Moorhead State. So hope my voice could hold up for about 10 minutes here, you know. You can tell if I start coughing and stuff like that. If I can't go about 45 minutes without coughing, you know, and I'm pretty rusty right now. So I'm going to take Moorhead State. Last game I got on the college hard courts. It's the Houston Cougars. Houston Cougars, they're taking on Cincinnati, the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Cincinnati are minus 3.5 point road favorites. Total in this game is 135.5. I like the Houston Cougars at plus 3.5. I wouldn't even mind taking them at the money line, sitting at plus 140. But I like the plus 3.5. I'll take the points when I get it as a home dog. I think it's going to be a close game anyways. Cincinnati tends to play some close road games. We'll head down to the American Conference to check this out. The one thing that really stands out to me, though, is that Cincinnati, they're 2-11 to the under on the road on this season. Total sitting at 130. I don't know. I think it's going to be quite tight. I'm looking at mid-60s games right now. But I like the Cougar pick better. They are 9-4 against the spread on the season at home. 14-9-1 in the season overall. Cougars are sitting at 21-8. Actually, both clubs are sitting at 21-8. So this is a big, important game in the American Conference. Cincinnati put up 65 against Carolina. Put up 68 against Tulsa. 69 against Central Florida. So I look for the Cougars to pull away. I don't think Cincinnati is going to be able to have the firepower to keep up. Got no plays as of yet in the NBA. I'll tweet a couple out tonight. I'll obviously hit the NBA up. But I got a couple plays on the frozen pond for you. Swear to God, nothing pisses me off more than when this live streaming stuff just pops up. Just pisses me off, this live streaming shit. It's getting worse and worse on Bet365. used to have, they always have the option. But now it just seems to pop up all the time. Every time you close and open a fucking window, this fucking live streaming shit comes up, wasting my fucking data. I don't want to watch some fucking KHL hockey or some fucking Thai basketball or some fucking tennis going on fucking over in fucking Europe. Even though I got nothing against those sports, I just don't want to watch that right now when I'm laying down my picks. Sometimes I get some La Liga soccer on, some La Liga football, so I don't mind it. I think Atletico was on the Bet365 stream the other day. But anyways, on the Frozen Pond, I like a bunch of home teams tonight. First up, Boston Bruins. They're hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks played last night. They're on a back-to-back. So I'm going to ride the home team playing against a team on a back-to-back. Chicago put up a pretty decent performance in Detroit with a 5-2 victory. I don't like to really ride too many trends in hockey. More of a gut feeling. The Boston Bruins have been playing some good hockey lately. Chicago is 6-10 as a dog on the season. They are sitting at plus 100 right now. It's almost a pick 'em. But I'm going to ride the Boston Bruins at minus 120. Going down the list. One of these shitty Canadian teams this year. All I hear is about these, oh my god, there's going to be no Canadian teams in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. I'll watch the playoffs. They'll be good. They'll be fun. Could really care less. I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. I really don't support any other Canadian teams. I don't care. I like the Montreal Canadiens. That's it. That's all. Habs, we suck. We definitely do not deserve to be in there. We've sunk into the lows that the NHL hasn't seen in like fucking 50, 60, 70 years. It's pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic. But the Habs I'll save for later. But it's awful for Rogers, though. Awful for Rogers, because a lot of Canadians, the mainstream fucking hockey fans, they're not going to watch. The diehards will watch. The gamblers will fucking watch. But, you know, not your everyday fucking NHL fan that usually tunes in for the playoff game at the bar because everybody else is out. The people who like the events, they're not going to be watching. But anyways, the Winnipeg Jets, they're at home against the New York Islanders. The Islanders are minus 130 road favorites. Jets are sitting at plus 110. Total in this game is 5.5 pucks. I like the Winnipeg Jets at plus 110 at home. Take on the Islanders. The Islanders are, it's game 6 of a long-ass fucking road trip. Pretty successful. They won 4 or 5 as it stands right now. I think they'll come away at 4 and 6. So I like the Winnipeg Jets. My last play I got for you tonight. Well, not really my last play because I'll hit the NBA up. But my last play so far. Colorado Avalanche. They're at home against the Florida Panthers. Avalanche are it's basically a pick 'em. Panthers are minus 115 road favorites. Avalanche are sitting at minus 1.5. Total in this game is 5 pucks. They don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring, so I like that, especially as a home dog. So I'm going to ride the Colorado Avalanche. A little bit of biasness on this. I need Calvin Pickard. I think that's his name. Yeah, Calvin Pickard. I have him in my fantasy lineup. I need a big game out of tonight. I need some points. So just a recap. Just quickly recap. Arizona Wildcats, they're hosting Cal. Arizona's sitting at minus 7. Total is 146.5. I like the over 146.5. Morehead State, they're at home against Murray State. It's basically a pick 'em right now. Morehead State's minus 115 on the money line. Total in this game is 130.5. I like Morehead State at minus 115. Houston Cougars, they're at home against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Just looking for some music here because they're going to be going out soon. Anyways, Houston Cougars are at home against Cincinnati Bearcats. Cincinnati's minus 3.5 point road favorites. I like the Houston Cougars at plus 3.5. Total in that game is 135.5. I like the Winnipeg Jets at home at plus 110. I like the Colorado Avalanche at home at minus 105. I like the Boston Bruins at home at minus 120. I'm going to provide another podcast for you here later in the night. Keep an eye out for my podcast. I'm going to be coming at you fast and furious. We'll always remember the past. We'll learn from the past, but we don't live in the past. We'll remember tomorrow. But remember, if you're not laying the money down on the table, you're not winning. Check out my blog site, KyleJohnsonTheBlock.wordpress.com. Catch me on Twitter at KJ_TheBlock. See you later. Tears for somebody.